Karl Marx said, "Religion is the opium of the people." Marx also stated, "Communism begins from the outset with atheism." But atheism is at first far from being communism. Indeed, that atheism is still mostly an abstraction. Vladimir Lenin similarly wrote regarding atheism and communism, "A Marxist must be a materialist, an enemy of religion, but a dialectical materialist, one who treats the struggle against religion not in an abstract way, not on the basis of remote, purely theoretical, never varying preaching, but in a concrete way, on the basis of the class struggle, which is going on in practice and is educating the masses more and better than anything else could." Friedrich Engels wrote of atheistic evolutionism and communism, "Just as Darwin discovered the law of development of organic nature, so Marx discovered law of development of human history." In 1955, Chinese Communist leader Zhou Enlai declared, "We communists are atheists." In 2014, the Communist Party of China reaffirmed that members of their party must be atheists. In the 2016, the International Business Times reported, "A senior Chinese advisor on religious affairs has said the country should promote atheism throughout society." In remarks that appeared to reflect a deepening campaign to reinforce traditional Marxist values in China, and could add to concern about official attitudes among believers in the country's 5 officially recognized regions or religions. In 2014, the New American website indicated, "The Communist Party of China is letting its members know that the party's official adherence to militant atheism has not changed. Party members are not allowed to be Christians or to hold any other religious beliefs." That is the clear message sent by a top party official in an editorial published on November 14 in the Global Times, the international version of People's Daily, the official newspaper and mouthpiece of the CPC. There is growing persecution of Christians by the Chinese government. According to the University of Cambridge, historically, the most notable spread of atheism was achieved through the success of the 1917 Russian Revolution, which brought the Marxist-Leninists to power. Vitaly Lazarev Ginzburg, a Soviet physicist, wrote that the Bolshevik communists were not merely atheists, but according to Lenin's terminology, militant atheists. However, prior to this, the reign of terror of the French Revolution established an atheist state, with the official ideology being the cult of reason. During this time, thousands of believers were suppressed and executed by the guillotine. The French Revolution, in fact, had also been a massive inspiration for Karl Marx in forming communism, in particular the events of the Reign of Terror, which he made clear not only that he intended to reenact, but in Prussian newspaper, he also made clear that he intended to ensure that the violence as a result of the communists would outclass even that of the Reign of Terror. The atheism in communist regimes has been and continues to be a form of militant atheism, which led to various acts of repression including the razing of thousands of religious buildings and the killing, imprisoning, and oppression of religious leaders and believers. The persecution of Christians in the Soviet Union was a result of the violently atheist Soviet government. In the first 5 years after the October Revolution, 28 bishops and 1,200 priests were murdered, many on the orders of Leon Trotsky. When Joseph Stalin came to power in 1927, he ordered his secret police under Genrikh Yagoda to intensify persecution of Christians. In the next few years, 50,000 clergy were murdered. Many were tortured, including crucifixion. Russia turned red with the blood of martyrs, said Father Gleb Yakunin of the Russian Orthodox Church. According to Orthodox Church sources, as many as 50 million Orthodox believers may have died in the 20th century, mainly from persecution by communists. In addition, in the atheistic and communist Soviet Union, 44 anti-religious museums were opened, and the largest was the Museum of the History of Religion and Atheism in Leningrad's Kazan Cathedral. Despite intense effort by the atheistic leaders of the Soviet Union, their efforts were not effective in converting the masses to atheism. China is a communist country.